Good morning, friends. Today we are going to learn analysis of train to Pakistan. In the previous parts, we learned about train to Pakistan and the characters in it and themes in train to Pakistan. That is the communalism, the relationship of the Hindu Muslim people, and in the last part we learn about the theme of national identity, community, theme of community, theme of displacement, and other themes in Train to Pakistan. Now we are going to learn some quotes and its interpretation. That is the quote Hukum Chand's words from page number 36. The world changes so rapidly that if you want to get on, you cannot afford to ally yourself with any person or point of view. Even if you feel strongly about something, learn to keep silent. See, what is the interpretation of this quote? This is the presentation of reality of partition, that how the world changes so rapidly that if you want to get on, you cannot afford to ally yourself with any person or point of view. See the interpretation. The significance of Hukum Chand's words to the sub inspector is twofold. First, his words highlight how quickly politics and situations can change. For example, after the head constable's order that all Muslims of Mano Majra are to be evacuated to Pakistan, the Sikhs of the village vowed to stand by their Muslim neighbors. However, when a mob from a neighboring village comes and spreads propaganda about the evils Muslims are committing against Sikhs, the tide changes. The Sikhs of Mano Majra are swayed and join the mob's plot to murder the Muslims of Mano Majra. Mano Majra, on their escape, trained to Pakistan. This quick turnover testifies to the veracity of Hukum Chand's words about people and points of view changing rapidly. The second part of Hukum Chand's advice to the sub inspector is on display in Iqbal's action near the end of the novel. Though he agrees that the killing of the Mano Majra Muslims would be immoral, Iqbal decides to stay at the Gurudwara instead of going to defend the Muslims. He realizes that if he goes and aligns himself with the Muslims, he himself could be killed. See how the presentation of this quote is important one. The situations due to the partition changes quickly and it affects to the common people. Next quote, the wind of destruction are blowing across the land. All we hear is kill, kill. The only ones who enjoy freedom are thieves, robbers, and cutthroats. Then he added calmly, we were better off under the British. At least there was security. See, this is the quote of Banta Singh from page number 75. What is the interpretation of it? In the aftermath of any revolution, a common question is, was life better before? Here, Banta Singh argues that life in the Indian subcontinent was indeed better before India's liberation from British rule because there was more security. This is because once the English relinquished control, India's new self government failed to enforce the rule of law, leading to a rise of violence and crime. This power vacuum is typical of many post revolutionary societies, and for people like Banta Singh, it's one reason why revolution and the supposed freedom it brings is meaningless. So, in this quote, we can understand how it is was life better before. People think about the life before partition, and now it is very bad life to us because of the partition. So, effects of partition is clearly shown out in this particular novel. That evening, for the first time in the memory of Mano Majra, Imam Bakhsh sonorous cry did not rise to the heavens to proclaim the glory of God. This is the narrator's quote, narrator's words from page number 119. That is how it is interpreted. Up until the arrival of the train full of corpses, life in Mano Majra was predictable and followed a set schedule. Before daybreak, the mail train rushes through the village on its way to Lahore, waking up the village on its way. The Imam of the mosque then does his opening prayer. Then the priest of the Sikh temple does his. Various other events mark the passing of the day and serve as a clock in Mano Majras, including the arrival and departure of more trains and different meals. See how the time is presented through the events that Sikh is open his temple and praying in his temple after Imam of the mosque goes opening his prayer. After his opening of the prayer, the Sikh temple is opened by listening the Imam's opening prayer. So here we can understand how Hindu Muslim people are together due to the time of the prayer as well, and they respect each other before the partition and after the partition, how the situations are changed. Typically, the event that marks the end of the day in Mano Majra is the Imam's final call to prayer. On the evening that the corpses from the train are burned, a smell that every villager in Mano Majra recognizes. Imam Baksh does not say his prayer. This symbolizes the radical change the train sparks in the once peaceful Mano Majra. The natural flow of life is disrupted and things won't ever be the same. See how the particular events are responsible for the presentation of partition. Due to the massacre, Imam never prays to the uh, God, and he never goes to the open to mosque. Here we can understand how the partition affected to the common people, to the that praying man in the mosque and praying man in the uh, temple. So here we can understand, we learn the first quote from uh, Hukumchand, second is of Imam Baksha about the partition, and third is about the uh, massacre in the Mano Majra and the smell of the dead bodies, burned dead bodies, and everyone can recognize it, and it is horrible picturization presented in the Train to Pakistan by Khushwant Singh. So in that way, we can learn Train to Pakistan is one of the best example of partition literature. In the next part, we will learn analysis of the uh, more quotes from Train to Pakistan. Till then, thank you.